It's something that he needs to address that he wanted to go over. And Lord's will, you all are edified, all right?
Sisters, tonight is your night. But I'm not going to take the full
the
traditional destroy scriptures.
I might throw them out there, so don't worry.
They might throw them out there, but we're going to take kind of a different approach. And I say different. I just want to show that it is a shame, right? You ought to be ashamed of how you treat your husband. All right? How you move against your husband. So let's go to the first link. Oh, the title of the class. The title of the class is Eve the Helpmeet or Eve the Cellmate? Eve the Helpmeet or Eve the Cellmate? You can put a question mark next to the title.
Make sure you drop a bomb right there.
Definition of helpmeet. Go down. Go down. Synonyms. Can you make it bigger? You can see it? All right. Ephraim can't. No, he can't see that. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
Synonyms.
If you go, I just wanted the synonyms. I just wanted the synonyms, yeah, because it's going to explain itself.
Synonyms for helpmeet. Adjunct. Adjunctant.
Now click on that. Click on that adjunctant. That second one. Adjutant. You know, we from Jacksonville. Look at the second one right there. The second one says one who helps, an assistant, right? Go back. Make sure y'all writing these down too and meditate on these synonyms. Go ahead, Jeremiah.
Adjutant. Aid. Apprentice. Assistant. Coadjutor.
Now read that one. Click on that one. Yeah, click on that one. Look at that. That first one is beautiful, ain't it? Read that, Jeremiah.
One who works together with another.
One who works together with another. That is key. That is pivotal. That's what a helpmeet is supposed to be. One who works together with another. All right, go back. Let's go to the Zondervan. Click on that picture and pull it up. You see the other ones there, helper, helpmate, lieutenant, a mate, a sidekick.
And I'm looking at the things that's happening in the world, right? We see, a lot of the classes we've been going over, we're talking about, things that's happening. We know we're getting close to the end, right? So we see the things happening. We see the signs. It's a shame that we still have to keep revisiting the same things with our women. We're talking about basic stuff. We're not talking, and of course we got to do the same thing with brothers too.
Yeah, right.
I'm not acting like women is the only one who make mistakes. No, but you would think that in your mindset, especially for you sisters, your mindset would be, if I know that I'm gonna be able to make it by being a helpmeet to this man, let me make my calling and my election sure. How do you think you do that? You can't do that on your own. If you're an actual sidekick. Damn. If a sidekick doesn't have the main star, the main hero there, what is that sidekick?
Damn.
Nothing. What is Robin finna do by itself?
I haven't seen a Robin movie yet.
You won't see one. They're not the star. That's what y'all gotta understand.
Right.
You're the sidekick. So we at the times we're in now, you see what's going on. I'm telling you, this ain't the time to be disrespectful, to not follow what the Bible says. This is easy stuff. Go ahead.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that, Cap, because when they join forces, though, they're a bad duo. You see what I'm saying?
No, they're unstoppable.
They're unstoppable. They're a bad duo. Go to that the picture. Pull it up real quick. All right, this is from the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. I'm gonna read it real quick because we got a lot to read. Help me, a helper, generally a wife, but in Genesis 2:18, it is two words. I will make him a helpmeet for him, i.e., suitable for or answering to him. Right? That's the example that it gives. It's suitable to that man, specific to that man, right? Suitable for that man and actually has to answer to him. All right? Now, let's go to Genesis. Let's go to the beginning. Genesis 2 and verse 18.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him.
Read.
And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to all fowls of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helpmeet for him.
Right. So Adam what? Adam was busy working. And the Lord said, you know what? He needs somebody to help him. Right? Read.
And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. And he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man.
Right. So you are literally from the man. So I find it ironic that you will disrespect a man. But you literally come from a man. Literally from the rib of a man. And today what? You're born of a man. Right? That's where you come from. Keep reading.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman.
She shall be called woman because she is of man. Go ahead.
Because she was taken out of man.
Read.
Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife. And they shall be one flesh.
They shall be one flesh. That's that duo that Cap was talking about. All right. The Batman and Robin, one flesh. It can't. It doesn't work alone. All right. It doesn't work or being self-willed. I'll say it like that. It doesn't work being self-willed. All right. Go to 1 Corinthians 11. Y'all know these scriptures. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's amazing. The Most High was bringing all the animals to Adam, and Adam named them, right? So as you can tell, when he named woman, he did the same thing that he did with the animals. He named them by their purpose. Right. And so when he named them woman,
oh, praises.
When he named the woman, the name includes the purpose. I don't know if y'all caught that. If you read it again, you'll catch it.
Right.
Yeah, the animals got named by their purpose, and the woman got named for her purpose.
Right, as a helpmeet.
As a helpmeet.
All praises. All praises. Great point. Great point. 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 3.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
So we know this order, right? It is God, Christ, man, and woman, and then the children, right? The woman understands that there's an order at her job, right? She understands that. She knows that there's a pecking order at her job. She doesn't cross that line at her job. But when you get home, for some reason, the lines get blurred. So you literally have more respect for somebody that you might see for 8 hours that doesn't put a roof over your head, that doesn't make sure you have food, that make sure that you, like I say, eat every day, you got everything you need. But somehow those lines get blurred. I don't understand that. I'm to the point where I'm done trying to figure it out. It doesn't make any sense to me. The sisters at work be walking a straight line. Don't give nobody no trouble at work. Soon as they get home, the lines get blurred. Why is that? You have to ask yourself that question, you sisters. Why is that? Is it the Willie Lynch is still playing effect in there? I would say yes. Willie Lynch is still playing his role. Today, 2022, still playing his role.
There's a chip in each black and Hispanic woman's head that gets activated when she's in front of a man of God. That's what it is. But when they're in front of the devil, it's turned off.
No, it's not turned off. It's comfortable.
It's comfortable.
It's used to Satan.
Used to Satan.
Listen to what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
A woman, you got to think about it. Their power that they get, that they think is power, comes from Satan.
Esau, yeah.
So that's why when they get around him, it's very simple for them to go, yes, of course.
Yes, sir.
I'll do it, no problem, whatever you ask. Show up on time, never talk back, never be disrespectful. I'm talking about never say anything, but then when you go around that man of God, it's like, Let me show you what happens too. Because you following Satan and that's who you actually seek your understanding from, you think you're missing something by being a godly woman, by being in the truth, by following your husband. Watch this. Give me Philippians 3:8 real quick. Philippians 3:8. Because I'm going to tell you, all you sisters, something. I'm going to go to Romans 12 to explain that part. But first off, give me Philippians 3 real quick. I got a couple.
Yeah.
Real quick. Philippians 3:8.
Philippians chapter 3, verse 8.
Watch this.
Yea, doubtless.
Right, start at verse 7.
Verse 7. But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Christ.
I want you to read that again.
But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Christ.
I don't care what position you hold, what you gain, what you think is gain in this world. Every single thing we're supposed to count it as loss to Christ. So there's no scenario where you should ever think that you're missing. Listen, if you think that you're missing something in the world by following God, you're going to die. That is the most insane. What do you think you're missing? Read it again. Read verse 7.
But what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Christ.
Watch this. Read.
Yea, doubtless. And I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Jesus, my Lord.
So if you remember, in the world, we did all kind of things. We went all kind of places. We did all kind of stuff. But it was all evil. It was all in evil. Meaning a lot of times you travel for your birthday. A lot of times you travel for Valentine's Day. You go somewhere for Christmas, Thanksgiving. You go traveling to fornicate or whatever you doing. You ain't keeping the Sabbath. You ain't doing nothing that the Bible say to do. And then you say, that's what I miss. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. You're not understanding that the Bible says, read verse 8 one more time.
Verse 8. Yea, doubtless. And I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Jesus, my Lord.
So if your life revolves around the scriptures and actual your works in the truth, that's called an honor.
Bring it out.
That's not a thing that you should look down upon and go, oh man, my life is just the truth. Read verse 8 again.
Yea, doubtless. And I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Jesus, my Lord.
Read.
For whom I have suffered the loss of all
You
things.
suffered the loss of what?
All things.
We suffer the loss of all things. All those things in the world mean absolutely nothing.
Right.
Read.
And do count them but dung.
He count them but what?
Dung.
Anything outside of what we doing in this truth, in this Bible, and keeping these commandments is crap. It don't mean nothing. You would know that, especially for you sisters, you know that if you read in the Bible. If you're actually reading and studying and taking your time to grow in the spirit, right? Watch this, read.
That I may win Christ.
So your goal in this walk is to win Christ. You can't do that by saying, am I missing something from the world? I hope y'all understand that. There's nothing. What is out there? Give me Wisdom of Solomon 6, verse 18.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 18.
I started 17.
Verse 17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline.
The very true beginning of wisdom is the desire of discipline. Discipline your spirit. I'm going to tell you something. It takes a disciplined spirit to understand that you counted everything lost for Christ. You understand? And that disciplined spirit, especially for you sisters, you're going to walk in your role with no issues, right? Of course, you're going to have some hard times trying to, get everything right. But for the most part, you're gonna count everything lost, and you're gonna walk in discipline. It takes a lot to control your spirit to submit to a man of God when you're used to Satan. It's not easy, but you can do it because the scriptures say so, right? Keep reading.
And the care of discipline is love.
Read.
And love is the keeping of her laws.
Love is the keeping of the laws of God. That's where your love, that's where your faith shows. It's not determined on what you did in the world or what you're trying to do in the world. It's only dependent on your love for this Bible, for Christ, for the Most High. It's very simple. Keep reading.
And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption.
To make sure that you don't die, you got to take heed to the laws of God. It's the assurance to make sure that you don't fall. Anytime you stop caring about the laws or thinking that you're missing something, you're going to die. The scriptures say taking heed to the laws is the assurance of incorruption. All right, go ahead. That's all I got.
Your desires should not be in the world. This is why. Read Mark 10, start at verse 28.
Mark chapter 10, verse 28. Then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all and have followed thee.
That's all of us in here. We left our mothers, our fathers. Some of us have left children behind, which is not an easy task, right? Read.
And Jesus answered and said, Verily I say unto you, there is no man that has left house or brethren or sister or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my sake and the gospel.
Right. So anybody that has forsaken any of those things, keep reading. Read the next verse.
But he shall receive 100-fold now in this time.
You see that? If you ever feel like you're missing something in the world, you need to meditate on this scripture right here. The Most High says he's going to give you 100-fold of everything that you've lost. Now put that into perspective. Do you need 100 houses? Right? 100 houses?
All right.
Think about that. What is he saying? You're going to have everything that you could ever need. Our minds can't fathom what the Lord has in store for us. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
God, just one thing.
Go ahead.
Because like you said, put it in perspective.
Right.
And it means that you'll be getting everything that you need, right? So the Most High God says that a woman is supposed to have one man. Now in the world, y'all always searching for that one man. And the characteristics of that one man that you want is a strong man.
Yeah.
A man that's going to take care of his kids. Wow. A man that's going to not be disrespectful. That's not going to cheat on you.
Right.
That's not going to pay his bills. That's going to make sure you have a roof over your head.
Right.
That's not going to be a mama's boy. That's going to be diligent to do something. And then when you get that in the truth, it's like you want to go back and try to find a nigga.
Don't make no
He
sense.
gave you 100-fold when you let go of trying to find the niggas. And then now you want to go back and leave the 100-fold in that one man.
It says in this time.
Watch this. Hold on. Hey. All right. So in Mark 10:28. I'm sorry, y'all. Mark 10:28, right? It says, Then Peter began to say unto him, Lo, we have left all and have followed thee. Now, when you said that, it made me think about something, right? When they left all to follow Christ, remember what they had to do outside of that. They had to take care of the churches. They had to take care of the people that since they were the apostles, they were put in a leadership position. They had to take care of the people, right? Give me Acts 20, verse 28, real quick.
28.
Now I want y'all to think about something, right? So for you sisters that's married, the reason why I'm pulling this scripture is because we're all disciples. We're trying to follow Christ, right? We're apostles. We're doing the same thing the apostles did. Remember, we're still in Acts. It's still continuing. So I want y'all to really pay attention to something. This is something that your husband has to deal with. Watch this. Read.
Acts chapter 20, verse 28. Take heed, therefore, unto yourselves and to all the flock.
So hold on. Remember, he said we left all to follow Christ. So he says, take heed, therefore, unto yourself. So we got to look out for ourselves, obviously. And then what?
And to all the flock.
Uh-huh.
Over the which the Holy Ghost has made you overseers.
The Holy Ghost has made your husbands overseers of the flock, right? Watch this. Read.
To feed the church of God.
To do what?
To feed the church of God.
Read.
Which he had purchased with his own blood.
So his duty on top of leaving everything to follow Christ is to also take care of the people in the body. A lot of the times, you sisters, it's so easy for y'all to run and not and think that everything is too much for you because y'all can't understand. You never put your mindset and to see how is he doing in this situation.
Wow.
How is my husband handling? Okay, yes, I feel this way. I get it. But as a helpmeet, your job is to go, okay, but what is he going through? What is he doing? What can I do to help him out? Because he's the one who has to take care of not just himself, not just you and the household and the family and the bills and the children and all that, but God also says that man has to be the overseer of the church of God that Christ purchased with his own blood. When have you ever stopped and said, okay, I feel stressed, I feel this, I do all this, but wait a second. What is he going through?
How you ever said, honey?
Cat, I'm sorry.
Because
Honey,
he's
are
the
you
one.
okay?
Hold on, because he's the one that had to lose a child and lose this and and then get disrespected by the people in the church that don't want to follow and been spoken evil of and been lied on and been got to go to the streets and then I'm sorry, but I gotta say he's been threatened to be killed.
Yeah.
You ain't never thought, dang, what is he going through? It's so hard for me though. You don't know what you're talking about. You're literally worried about what you ain't never even considered to put yourself in his shoes. Now, I'm not saying do the role of a man. I'm saying to consider what that man is going through.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. That's crazy. Nah, I can't even really say anything after that.
It's
That was
been multiple
crazy.
times that your husband wasn't going to come back home to you.
Yeah.
It's been multiple times that he couldn't have came back home
Oh
to you.
yeah, it's gotten real out there. That's a fact. That's a fact. You gotta drop a bomb on that. That was crazy. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 8. 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 8. Some of y'all have never even asked when he come home from work, how you doing? Let alone what he feeling and going through. How you doing? You all right? Not even that. Some brothers don't get that. Some brothers. It's crazy.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
Uh-huh.
Neither was the man created for the woman.
Now, in Esau's, dialogue or whatever you want to call it, in Esau's world, right, in his system, it's the other way around. It's the total opposite.
Happy wife, happy life.
Right. I looked that up too. It's funny you say that. Happy wife, happy life was made by Esau.
Of course.
Right? It was made by Esau. It was in Europe in the early 1900s. It has nothing to do with our people at all. All right? Huh? The better half. Right, that's the other one. Right, the better half. People say that all the time too. The better half. As if the man is nothing. The man is trash. Oh, that's my better half. It's craziness, man. Read verse 9 again.
Neither was the man created for the woman,
Uh-huh.
but the woman for the man.
So the woman total purpose and creation was for the man. I know that's could be a little hard to swallow sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It stings, it bothers you a little bit. But that's what God said. Right? Sirach 25. Right. Yeah, exactly. Who you want to listen to? You want to listen to God or the white man? You're pretty good at that at work. You're batting 1,000.
You'll even change your hair.
Oh yeah, you'll do all kind of stuff.
You'll change your hair, your dress, and whatever you want.
Looking
you to
all
wear.
pretty and everything.
Make excuses. You may not even put on fringes.
Hey, isn't
Damn. Oh,
You may not even
God.
put on fringes, but your husband say, "Hey, babe, you know that's your real friend. You know you gained a little weight. Don't do a damn thing about it."
Isn't that what our women did? They got rid of the afros and got this permed out.
Got it all straightened out. Yeah.
Because the white
They
man
did.
said that doesn't look professional.
Yeah. Sirach 25, verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
In three things I am beautified.
I was beautified. Go ahead.
Excuse me. In three things I was beautified,
Uh-huh.
and stood up beautiful both before God and men.
Uh-huh.
The unity of brethren,
Here are the three things: the unity of brethren,
the love of neighbors,
the love of neighbors,
a man and a wife that agree together.
and a man and a wife that agree together. You actually know what makes God happy. What makes God beautiful? I don't know what the percentage is out there in the world, but they don't know what makes God happy. You sisters do. It says a man and a wife that agree together. That makes God happy. All right? Go to the first video.
All right, real quick. And the heavy thing about that is that those three things, if you read them and if you think about your communities and our neighborhoods and our people,
Right.
if all of us did those three, I'm talking about according to the scriptures,
Bring it out.
we're getting the kingdom. You understand how powerful that is?
Easy.
It says the unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together. That encompasses the entire nation.
That is I'm sorry, Cap. That is the church structure,
That's
the
everything.
house structure. That's
That's
everything.
Hey, Cap, and that's nation building.
That's nation
Exactly.
building. That's nation building.
Exactly.
Go to the first video, first stamp. Should be a YouTube video. Go to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, go ahead, play it. Now she's in the world. She's in the world. Beautiful sister. She's in the world, though. Watch this.
And it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be the king is the leader. You're supposed to lead the family. So lead, do that. And when you have someone that's doing that and crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, and you don't have to look back or look under you because you feel supported, you feel loved, you feel protected, then you're absolutely right. What is there to fuss and fight about?
Stop.
If there's love and a mutual.
Stop. Now this woman is in the world. It's Players Club. Some of y'all familiar with Lisa Ray. Huh? That's Diamond from the Players Club.
Put that in perspective.
Go back to 2 minutes and 30 seconds and play it again. I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to.
No, listen. The reason why she's able to say this with confidence, y'all, is because she's accomplished all the things some of our sisters look to accomplish. Meaning you look to have fame, you look to have money and all the things
right.
that she has, and to be independent.
Now you're alone.
You look to say, I was successful in the world. Well, she did that, and she's telling you, if you got a man that's lead, you better follow him.
So what she's saying is if you have outside influence, i.e., you might not want to listen to that. She was married to a king from another country. She was married to a king. What was it, Barbados or somewhere?
Is she married now?
She's not married
So
now.
so she gained everything in the world and she's alone and it sucks. That's what she's
And
telling
it- and
me.
it's-
I was just,
it
I was
hurts
just- I was
her.
alone and it sucks.
And she's saying, if you got a man that's gonna lead, just follow.
And y'all can be broke.
Go back. We're gonna play it one more time. You're gonna stop at 3 minutes 18 seconds. You can't make this stuff up. She's in the world.
Stop the record and rewind that.
Go ahead.
That way. It's supposed to be the king is the leader. You're supposed to lead the family. So lead, do that. And when you have someone that's doing that and crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, and you don't have to look back or look under you because you feel supported, you feel loved,
Stop.
you feel protected.
I got a question for the sisters. When she said when he's crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's. Now, we know what she's talking about, but what does that mean scripturally? Because I know some sisters will go, well, are you dotting all the, okay, according to God, what does that mean? Go ahead, Sister Ashir. Hold on, don't blurt out, sis. Go ahead, sis. Okay, so he has to be following the laws of God.
Right.
He has to be doing what God said to do according to the Bible. Right. So it has nothing to do with what she thinks crossing the T's and dotting the I's mean.
Yeah, you're supposed to look at this with your spiritual eye.
Right, I'm just saying.
No, I'm glad you bring that out.
I see some faces looking up like.
That's not a Maybach and a 18-bedroom house. It's not what that's talking. I want you to look at it with your spiritual. I'm showing you that there's a woman in the world that understands that the quote-unquote black man is where it's at. And you shouldn't be disrespecting him. That's the point I'm trying to make. All right? Go back to the video. For a long time, yeah. It gets worse. Go ahead, play it.
Protected, then you're absolutely right. What is there to fuss and fight about? If there's love and a mutual friendship and foundation of just that, and you taking care of business across the board, and wherever you weak, then we know how to kind of level that off and balance that off. I know you love me. You have shown that you love me, so I got to show that back to you. I can't be like, you say bow and I say boom. You know what I mean? It don't work that way. It's like you're protecting me and upholding me. I want to do the same thing for you because I want you to know that I got your back. I'm your woman too.
Right, stop it. So she says something about where a man lacks, she's supposed to pick up that slack, right? Go to 1 Samuel 25. What I'm going to do in this class is I'm going to let your foremothers' example be the example for you to look upon. All right? 1 Samuel 25, start at verse 9. Y'all know the story.
1 Samuel chapter 25, verse 9. Mm-hmm. And when David was...
I'm sorry. 1 Samuel 25, 2 and 3 first, and then jump to verse 9 and 10. I'm sorry, Ephraim.
Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 25, verse 2. Mm-hmm. And there was a man in Maun, whose possession were in Carmel, and the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and he was sharing his sheep in Carmel. Mm-hmm. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail.
Abigail, right? So y'all familiar with the foremother Abigail, right? Now Nabal had plenty of money. Right? He had a lot of substance.
In the world, he would be crossing all the T's and dotting the I's.
Thank you. Exactly. He would be that guy, right? Keep reading.
Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail, and she was a woman of good understanding.
That's the point, though, right there. She was a woman of good understanding. So she had to have been applying herself and actually opening the Bible and studying for her to have that understanding, right? Read.
And of a beautiful countenance.
So she had wisdom in the scriptures, but she was beautiful as well, right? Come on.
But the man was churlish and evil in his doings.
Uh-huh.
And he was of the house of Caleb.
But her husband, he lacked, right? He was not crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's, right? According to God, right? So jump to verse 9.
Verse 9. And when David's young men came, they spake to Nabal according to all those words in the name of David, and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servants and said, Who is David? And who is the son of Jesse?
This guy is, I'm talking about, he had to have had a couple glasses of Henny or something, because there's no way. David's servant comes, he goes, Who is David and who is the son of Jesse? Who is that? Who exactly? Who's that Negro and that Nad? Total disrespect. Go ahead, read.
There be many servants nowadays that break away every man from his master.
Jump to verse 18.
Verse 18. Then Abigail made haste and took 200 loaves and 2 bottles of wine and 5 sheep ready dressed and 5 measures of parched corn and 100 clusters of raisins and 200 cakes of figs, and laid them on asses.
So she took it upon herself to start preparing a little feast, right? Because of the disrespect that Nabal showed to King David. She took that upon herself. Go ahead, you got to say something? He said, oh, God.
You know, it's so crazy, though, because, like I said, we're not supporting Nabal's actions, right?
Right.
But with her being with Nabal and being a woman of understanding, she knew that her roof came from Nabal.
Of course.
She knew that her food came from Nabal. She knew, even though he was evil and God was going to deal with his wicked behind,
right,
she knew that her well-being came with Nabal. So she said if she was no of understanding and she just wanted to get out that situation without letting God work, would have been, I would just sit back and let David kill him.
And let him die.
Now where's she going to live?
Right. That's wisdom.
That's
understanding.
Where's she going to be at?
Right. 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 Great point. Where we at? Verse 19?
Verse 19.
Uh-huh.
And she said unto her servants, Go on before me. Behold, I come after you. But she told not her husband, Nabal.
She didn't even let her husband know. She already taken care of the problem that was at hand. She's already taken care of it. Go ahead.
And it was so, as she rode on the ass, that she came down by the covert of the hill. And behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them.
And she met them. Jump to verse 30. I'm sorry, 35.
Verse 35. Mm-hmm. So David received of her hand that which she had brought him. And she said unto her, and said unto her, Go up in peace to thine house. Mm-hmm. See, I have hearkened to thy voice, and have accepted thy person.
Right, read.
And Abigail came to Nabal, and behold, he held a feast in his house.
So David, let me backtrack. So David accepted the offer, essentially a peace offering, because he was supposed to die, right? So he accepted that. Now Abigail's going to Nabal. Verse 36.
And Abigail came to Nabal, and behold, he held a feast in his house, like the feast of a king. And Nabal's heart was merry within him, for he was very drunken. Wherefore she told him nothing, less or more, until the morning light.
So this goes back to an incident that we had recently, Kat. She knew not to approach her husband while he was intoxicated. She knew that. She knew that he was churlish, and she knew that was not the right time. So when the husband comes home, go ahead, Kat. One second. So when the husband come home and you're complaining about the bills, right? The man knows that the bills are due. We know they're due. There's a right time and a right place to tell me that the bills are behind. I know the damn light bill is due. It's due every month.
Because I pay it.
Change.
Because I pay it.
You pay it. We pay it.
I would know.
If anybody knows, I would know. So that what the point of that is there's a time and a place. She knew now is not the time to approach him with what's going on.
But also remember, she understood the laws of God too, right? There's a law that states you can't correct somebody at the wine.
At the wine, exactly.
A wise woman would know. You say you didn't know that? I'm gonna bring it out for you, sis. Watch
Bring
this.
it out. All praises.
Watch
Bring
this.
it out.
Go to
Sirach
Sirach 30.
19, 30.
Sirach 30. 31. Watch this. So this Abigail, she understood the scriptures. That's how she knew how to move. What you sisters don't understand. That's why Deacon Laba always say, don't think for yourself, because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. The answers are in the Bible. Watch this. Give me Sirach 31, verse, start at 30.
Sirach chapter 31, verse 30.
Start at 29.
Verse 29. But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind.
So we know he was drunk, right? Nabal was drunk. Why? So she didn't deal with him. She left it alone, right? Watch this, read.
With brawling and quarreling.
Right, because she know by going to him and he's drunk, the outcome could be very bad. You understand? She's a wise woman. Wisdom means she understands the laws of God. It doesn't mean that you know what's going on in the world. Nobody cares what's going on out there outside of the things that Christ told us to look for, right? Watch this. Keep reading.
Drunkenness increases the rage of a fool till he offend.
You see that? Drunkenness increases their rage. So she's watching him get drunk. She's like, let me fall back. Watch this.
It diminishes strength and maketh wounds.
Right, because they always, you know what they say is you get spirits on you. What they call it, courage juice.
Beer muscle.
Oh yeah,
Beer muscle.
courage juice or whatever they call it. People get they get aggressive. Some people do, right? But watch verse 31.
Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine.
Read that again.
Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine.
So you can't correct somebody when they're drunk. Read.
And despise him not in his mirth.
Right. So that's why when Abigail saw that he was drunk, not only did she do it just because she, just being a woman and being respectful, but she understood the law as well. That's why she didn't do it. Okay, the scriptures say, rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine. So if he's drunk, I'm not going to go in there and start telling him what he needs to do or telling him how he's wrong. The scriptures say don't do that.
The law told me not to do it at this time.
Exactly.
This time. It doesn't mean that you don't.
You don't.
Well,
Tell
when you go back to the story, she's going to bring it to him.
Right.
But it
We're
wasn't
gonna go
at that
back.
time. But watch this. Finish that off.
Give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with urging him to drink.
So, sisters, if your husband, let's say your husband just so happens to be drunk, right? He has to repent from that. But if you're speaking to him and telling him how he's wrong, how he's out the spirit at that time, you're actually in sin. Because you cannot despise him. You can't give him despiteful words. It says, rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine. A lot of our women, they don't have the wisdom to understand that.
It's not going to turn out well.
Right.
It never does. Even with someone with no laws, it's not going to turn out well.
Right.
God was giving that as a protection program for you.
For you, right.
Or a protection program for that wife that may be a brawler.
Right.
Right.
Who got a mouth.
I know my wife. I know she had a past doing this. This ain't my time. Let me let her sober in the morning and then give her the scriptures.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I know she battled with this or something like that,
Yeah. So I just want you to understand that that's a law. You get me, sis?
All praises. All praises.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
You need to precept that. Go back to 1 Samuel 25, and let's jump up to where we was at. 36?
37.
37. Go ahead.
1 Samuel chapter 25, verse 37. But it came to pass in the morning, when the wine was gone out of Nabal, and his wife had told him these things, that his heart died within him, and he became as a stone.
You see that? So she waited for the drunkenness to pass before she brought him the news. What happened? His heart turned to stone. Keep reading.
And it came to pass about 10 days after that the Lord smote Nabal, that he died.
Right. So he actually lived for another 10 days, and then he died.
Verse 39. And when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, Blessed be the Lord, that has pleaded the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal.
You see what King David said? He said, all praises that he died. I was going to get him. All praises that the Most High took care of it because I sure was going to get him. Read.
And has kept his servant from evil. For the Lord has returned the wickedness of Nabal upon his own head. And David sent and communed with Abigail to take her to him to wife.
You see that? You see that? You see how the tables have turned? For her having that understanding and having that wisdom, the Most High removed that churlish husband that she had. So that proves to you, sisters, that if you have an evil husband, let's say he's 1,000% the devil the Bible speaks of. If you do what you're supposed to do and stay the course, the Most High is going to remove him. But you guys, a lot of y'all don't even read. Let's just be real. A lot of y'all don't even read. The story. Go ahead, Cap.
They want to fight for themselves. They don't let the Lord fight for them.
Exactly. Let the Lord fight for you. Read these stories and actually believe what's going on. If we that damn evil, I don't see how most men are that damn evil because they take care of you and provide everything for you. But somehow he's the most evil man in the world. I don't know how that's going to work out.
All of us can't be evil because the flock of his pastors' men in IUIC continues to grow.
Right.
We can't be all evil.
Right.
So it's
but let's say there is one there's going to be one. There's going to be one. The Most High going to remove that man.
Yes.
Have faith that the Most High is going to, because he's done it before. All right. You got something, Aaron? Okay.
That's why the scripture say, in your patience,
possess your soul. Exactly. Great point. Exactly. Go to 1 Corinthians 7 and 28. All right. In your marriages, there's going to be trouble in the flesh. All right. But let me say this. Just because there's trouble in the flesh doesn't mean that you get a pass to be disrespectful. That doesn't mean that the roles switch. Oh, there's trouble in the flesh. What you expect? As if you get some type of pass to be disrespectful. That's not what that's going into. It's just saying that you're going to have problems. You got something?
Read what he's saying. What you saying?
Yeah, I just said, woo.
1 Corinthians 7 and 28.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 28. But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she has not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh. But I spare you.
Right. But I spare you. Right. So, this is just a sidebar. I write little notes down. All right. When your husband or leadership says you have the devil on you, it doesn't mean you are the devil. It just means that you have a spirit on you. Say it one more time. Okay. Make sure y'all write this down. When your husband or leadership says you have the devil on you, it doesn't mean that you are the devil. It just means that you have a spirit on you that you need to fix and you need to address. We're not saying close the Bible, it's done, you're dead.
You're horrible.
But you're horrible, past judgment, you're out of here. We're not saying that.
That's what Satan is saying in your ear. Your Lord said,
right.
You just got a spirit on you.
You got a spirit on you and you need to fix it. You need to check it. That's all we're saying. So don't just, completely fall apart when somebody tells you you got the devil on you.
That's what he said to Christ. Christ said to Peter.
Give me Matthew 16:23 as the proof. Because Christ said it to Peter.
Oh, damn. That's where I was going.
You was going there? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah. So Christ said it to Peter, but he still was the head apostle. He was the lead apostle. So obviously you can get to points where you have Satan on you. So it's not to say that you actually are Satan.
Did you hear what Cap said? Peter was the head apostle.
Yes, the head guy.
He is the go-to guy out of the 12.
Yes.
There was nobody higher than him. Right. And the Most High corrected him and blasted him.
Yep.
So what? You're no different. You're no different. If the chief apostle can get corrected
and say he had
you got Satan on you, call you Satan, and you too can be called the same thing. Come on now.
Read it real quick. Start at verse 22.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 22.
Read.
Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord. This shall not be unto thee.
So he's telling Christ, don't do what the Most High has already set in place. Don't follow through. No, we're not going to do that. Watch what Christ said.
But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me.
Wow. You're an offense. Get behind me, Satan. So he called Peter Satan. So we have examples of Christ calling one of his disciples Satan,
Right.
but he still was the head apostle. He still dealt with him.
Right.
He still was building him up to be a leader after he was dead and gone. Or after he was taken up, I'll say.
Taken
We'll say
up,
that.
right.
After he was taken up. So he trusted him. Think about what I'm saying. Christ trusted Peter a bunch. He
With his
taught him
pe- with his people.
With his people.
So
He told him, when you are converted, then go get your people. So Christ knew that he was going to be a great spirit to help his people. So he trusted them that much. But even in the trust that he had for him, when he was wrong, he still called him the devil.
he corrected him.
He still called him
You
the devil.
think Christ's gonna put him as the chief apostle and he really was Satan?
It don't make sense.
That don't make no sense. So for a husband to call his wife, you got the devil on you. You still the mother of my kids. You still cook me food. I gotta have some type of love and trust for you. It's the same thing. You're gonna cook my food, take care of my children, but you are Satan though. What sense does that make?
I hope
that
you
make any
sisters paying
sense?
attention. I'm talking about all you sisters. We ain't talking to one sister.
Exactly.
I'm telling
It's
you,
all you sisters.
The sisters that think that they all right and this ain't for them, I guarantee you it's for you.
Y'all the ones.
Thank you. Say that again, Cap.
Yeah, the ones that don't think it's for them, I guarantee you it's for you.
The ones you think you got it, the ones that
You don't need no help.
been here for a good little bit,
Yeah.
everything good, you all drag on.
Listen, you know what the issue is? The only problem is yours haven't been exposed, though.
It's coming though.
Some other sisters have been through a lot where they've been exposed. That doesn't mean that you're more righteous than them.
Bring it out.
That just
Cap.
means that they got exposed and you haven't yet.
Your
So
time is coming.
please don't think it's just one sister. Please.
Great point. Go to Tobit. We're dealing with trouble in the flesh. Go to Tobit 2 and start at verse 9.
The book of Tobit, chapter 2 and verse 9. The same night also I returned from the burial and slept by the wall of my courtyard, being polluted, and my face was uncovered.
Yep, go ahead.
And I knew not that there were sparrows in the wall, and my eyes being open, the sparrows muted warm dung into my eyes.
So a damn bird pooped in his eyes. All right, go ahead.
And a whiteness came into my eyes,
Uh-huh.
and I went to the physician, but they helped me not.
Please understand that this is of the Lord. There's a reason. Everything that we go through in this walk, a lot of times when things get really hard, we tend to question God. It's almost like a natural thing. Like, why me? Why am I going through this? Everything that you go through in this walk, there's a reason and a purpose behind it. A divine purpose, thank you. Because you might be saying to yourself, wow, with the Most High, come on, man. He got to tell the brothers in the, you know what I'm saying, that he encountered, like, man, a bird pooped in my eye, man. I can't see nothing. Why? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Think about those conversations. Yeah, that's a crappy conversation, man. Bird pooped in my eye, I can't see nothing. But there's a purpose behind it. Like Cap said, there's a divine purpose why that happened. Read.
Moreover, I
Akari Karis.
All right, hold on. Where we at?
Akaya Karis. I can't even say it. Moreover, Akaya Karis.
Moreover, Akaya Karis
Uh-huh.
did nourish me until I went into
Elamias.
Elamias.
Just whatever comes to mind, just say it. It's fine. Because we understand what you mean. Verse 11.
verse 11. And my wife Anna did take woman's work.
She did what? She did what?
And my wife Anna did take woman's work to do.
You see that? She already started. She knew there was a lack there. Nobody had to tell her to go and get women's work. Go and start working. Nobody had to tell her that. Because she saw a void and she knew that her husband needed her. My husband is blind. Put it into perspective. This is the divine purpose. My husband is blind. He needs my help. Nobody had to tell her to get up off her ass.
Bring it up.
You know the righteousness in that, in the sense that for years he's taking care of her. You know, she's never had to worry about nothing. And as soon as it got really bad, because for her husband to come home and say, "I can't see," You know, you can imagine the things that went through her mind.
That's terrible.
But she never thought to flee, and she never thought about herself. The first thing she said was, let me go do some work to make sure that my household is good.
Stays intact.
This man has been taking care of me forever.
Right.
Let me make sure I go do it. Let me find women's work to do to make sure that the house is good. That was her first thought. It wasn't, oh, well, it's over. I'm finna go.
Time to go.
He ain't taking care of me. He ain't doing enough. He need to get maybe 3 jobs. No, that's not what she said. She went and did work. It's very simple. Go ahead.
All praises. You got something, Jeremiah? Oh, okay. Where we at? Read 11 again.
Stop the record.
Verse
and
11.
rewind that.
And my wife Anna did take woman's work to do.
Nobody had to tell her to go to work. Read.
And when she had sent them home to the owners, they paid her wages and gave her also beside a kid.
Right. So I guess she was doing so well that they gave her a little extra, right? Go ahead.
And when it was in my house and began to cry, I said unto her, from whence is this kid? Is it not stolen? Render it to the owner.
Right. So he's saying, where did this kid come from? You need to take that thing back. Because he didn't understand that was extra that she got for her woman's work, right?
Huh? He knew the law. When you find some, he thought if you find somebody else, you got to take it
Yours,
back.
right. You got to take it back. Right. Exactly. Keep reading. For it is not lawful. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead, read.
For it is not lawful to eat anything that is stolen.
That's what Komash just said. There's a law against that, right? So he obviously kept the commandments too. Obviously, if he knew the law and he studied up and he's reading. Read verse 14, but watch this.
But she replied unto me, it was given for a gift more than the wages. Howbeit, I did not believe her, but bade her render it to the owner.
Now, she expressed to herself, not to herself, she expressed to her husband, I got this for working. They gave me a little extra. Off of his name, right? Based off of his name. He says, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. What's the woman of today's natural reaction after that? What's the woman's natural reaction after that? I done told you they gave it to me because I worked so good. You ain't got no damn. You can't even see.
You
would go crazy.
You don't believe me?
You don't believe me?
Next time he want to play the food, here, nigga. You don't even say it.
You can't see anyway.
Since I'm a liar, enjoy.
You would go crazy. Y'all laughing because y'all know that's true. Your next reaction would be,
I ain't doing nothing else for you.
Yeah, you don't believe me. How you don't believe me? Ultimately, it's disrespect. That's your natural reaction. That's the difference between a woman that is well studied and a woman that is not well studied. A woman that's well studied will understand the scriptures and say, you know what? He don't believe me. Let me take it back. If that's what that man wants you to do, and I know what you're thinking, like you can't see, like, you know, I'm just making sure the house is straight. That's the woman's natural reaction. No, the man spoke. That's what it is. The man said he don't believe you. He don't believe you.
Think about it. The sister was so righteous in her movements that she not only provided, food for the house and went out and did work, but she's bringing extra. The husband like, yo, she ain't never had to do this ever before. How is she doing? How we getting all this? Keep in mind, he had such a good name that people was like, yo, I'm going to give you this extra because I know what you're going through. But in his mind, he's like, yo, she ain't never had to work before. She ain't never did this. So how's she getting all this extra? So he wasn't trying to be evil, and he was just saying, where are you getting all this from?
It's not making sense.
Yeah, I don't know how you get all
How you get a whole goat?
Hey, you better take it back. You tripping. That's what he's thinking. So he's not trying to be completely disrespectful. He's just is new. He's astonished. He's astonished at the works his wife is doing.
To the point where he said, for the safety of his family and his household and the laws of God.
Yeah.
You better take that thing
back.
back.
Because I appreciate you, but take it back. I just don't believe you.
Something ain't right.
Verse 14. But she replied upon me, it was given for a gift more than the wages. Howbeit, I did not believe her, but bade her render it to the owner. And I was abashed at her. But she replied upon me.
Stop right there. And I was abashed at her. I was ashamed. Why was he ashamed? but she replied upon me. That's where the railing started. That's the trouble in the flesh. She felt the need to say whatever she said. You don't believe me? I'm not taking it back. That made that man feel ashamed because of that. All right? So that's railing. That's what she did. That's where the disrespect happened right there. That right there is trouble in the flesh. All right? Finish that all?
But she replied upon me, where are thine arms in thy righteous deed? Behold, thou and all thy works are known.
Right, like y'all said, he was known for his good works.
Exactly. Not only that, but she exhorted her husband when he said that. Instead of replying with disrespect, oh nigga, who you talking to? I ain't gonna hear none of that. She didn't say that. She said, yo, where are your righteous deeds and your works? That's why we got it. Due to your righteousness. So imagine her saying, damn. He said you lied. She said, well, we got it due to your righteousness, my Lord. That's what she said.
What is he gonna say after that? He gonna man, put him in the back.
listen.
Put him in the back corner of the yard.
Hold on. Read, because you said what he's going to say after that, right? Read, you got the next chapter?
No, go ahead.
The next chapter 3 and verse 1 and 2.
Tobit, chapter 3, verse 1. Then I, being grieved, did weep, and in my sorrow prayed, saying, O Lord, thou art just.
You see that? Because she opened her mouth with, hold on.
With wisdom.
Pause. You got Proverbs 31, 26? Proverbs 31, 26. Because she opened her mouth and did this. That's why you responded this way. You immediately went to the Lord. Because guess what? The Lord is the man's head. You understand? Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 26. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and her tongue is the law of kindness.
You see that? That's what she did. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her mouth was a law of kindness. With wisdom. That's what Officer was bringing up earlier with Abigail. She opened her, she had wisdom.
Right.
So she actually applied the wisdom, used her tongue to speak wisdom. Now go back to Tobit 3.
Bring it out.
Tobit chapter 3 and verse 1. Then I, being grieved, did weep, and in my sorrow prayed, saying, O Lord, thou art just, and all thy works and all thy ways are mercy and truth. And thou judgest truly and justly forever.
You see that? So you went immediately to his head, the Lord. All right? So depending on what you say, that depends on what response you get. So you got to use the wisdom that you're learning and use it in your speech.
Right. So it ain't all about good looks either. Right? It's not all about good looks. We want you to look pretty. Right? That's men like that. All right? We don't want you looking like Amos would say Harriet Tubman. We want you to look pretty, put a little lipstick on, you know.
Act feminine.
Act feminine. We like that. All right? So that's not what we're saying.
Let's not be roommates. Let's be, man and woman.
Right. Right. Go to 25 minutes, 16 seconds. All right, come on with it. Y'all pay attention now. Pay attention. Don't have to, I got to go to the bathroom real quick. Not you, sis, not you. I'm out of here.
He called it out real quick.
No. That's,
I got to go.
That's my little sister. I ain't, Go ahead.
I had a program where I asked a woman, and she's like, no, I was talking about survival. And if you and for the women who think I'm full of shit, go do this. Go to Amazon Prime. Go watch Bear Grylls, The Island, Season 2. Where they drop a group of men on one island, a group of women on an island for 6 weeks, and they got to just survive. By the end of day one, men that got from one side to the other, made a beachfront and start building and doing things, thriving. By the end of 6 weeks, men that damn near made the internet.
And this is what he
said. He said,
look,
so they did a little experiment, right? Right. They put 6 women on a separate island, and they put 6 men on another island. He said by 6 weeks, the men had already had a beachfront. They damn near had the internet after 6 weeks. He said the first day? Yeah. Oh, damn. I thought he said after 6 weeks.
No, he said the first day they made it to the other side of the island. Already had
a beachfront, meaning they had a shelter and had everything secure by the first day. The women were swirling dervishes. Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, go ahead.
By the end of fifth week, by the end of week 5,
what the girls do.
By the end of week 5, they were still trying to lead by committee because no one didn't want to be led by nobody.
Stop. So go back just a little bit. I want just go back like 15 seconds. Sisters, pay attention.
And rewind that.
This was put together to see who would survive. Again, the men understand a mission. They understand what person is going to lead in what department. That's already established. We don't even Aaron is leading the charge on this. Amos is getting the rations. I'm going to be building. Cap is going to have a vision how we get into away from this island. It's already established. Don't have to be said. We're going to move as a unit. The women, by the 5th week, by the 5th week,
they were still in City Hall trying to have a meeting.
They still trying to figure out who's going to lead. They're still trying to figure out, and I went and actually watched some of it. Yes, I did.
I was around. I was around.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I was around.
Go ahead.
It was. Did y'all see? It was the older lady. Y'all seen the one?
Yes. So you watched it.
She tried to lead.
Yes.
She tried. Just like when you have sisters, you have a leader there. Yep. They tried it. All the rest of them was going against her.
Going against. So he actually watched it. He's correct.
Same thing happened with they go against. One sister wanted, hey, we need to take the lead on this.
I ain't doing that. I ain't going over there. I ain't doing that. Nah. There was one. He's right. There was one older woman.
They made her stop.
Yep.
So there was no Titus 2 going on.
There was no Titus 2.
No Titus 2, just clicks.
No Titus 2. There was just swirling dervishes. By week 5, y'all gotta think. Hold on now. Y'all gotta think. We talking about 5 weeks. We're not talking about if y'all sisters go on Prime and go and check it out. He makes a very heavy point. Go back just a little bit. Go back just a little bit.
I think a famine coming to the earth too.
This is all tying in together. I want you to speak on that too. I want you to speak on that.
See how long? Let's say I can't get right.
No. Don't. Just hold that thought because he's going to say it, and then I want you to jump in. Okay. Go ahead. You went back a little bit? Okay, go ahead.
Men that got from one side to the other, made a beachfront and start building and doing things, thriving. By the end of 6 weeks, men that damn near made the internet.
Okay, by the end of 6 weeks, damn near got internet.
By the end of 5th week, by the end of week 5,
what the girls do.
By the end of week 5, they were still trying to lead by committee because no one, they didn't want to be led by nobody.
Stop. That's the point I want y'all to get right there. Y'all don't even want to be led by some of the very own sisters that have seniority over you. Some of y'all have that spirit that a sister, maybe she's younger than you, maybe she's been here longer than you, whatever the case may be. Week 5, in this experiment that actually took place, y'all was running into the trees. Y'all was going. If y'all go and watch it, the women were going. There was one woman that was like, "Yo, get on that damn satellite phone and get my ass up out of here." So they were down. One of the sisters quit. One of the women, I say sisters. One of the women quit. So now they ran out on the sister. Helicopter, come and get me off this damn island. So now they one sister down now. Damn. Because think about it, you need all hands on deck. Y'all on the island, y'all got keep in mind, y'all on the island, y'all don't have fresh water. Y'all don't have you gotta get food. Wow. And you gotta get shelter. It was one lady that said, "Yo," just left one lady, it was at nighttime. It was all like a little circle. It was bad. It's because it rains like crazy. It was bad. The one lady was like, "Man, I can smell myself."
They didn't have nothing, but they didn't have. Oh man,
they didn't have anything.
Listen, that is insane to even
5
think
weeks.
About. You
5 weeks.
Sisters ran out. Some sisters left.
That's the point too.
Hey, but you know that experiment goes on all the time. Y'all don't realize it. You know what it's called?
What is it called?
The Christian Church.
Come on now.
Damn.
It's called the Christian Church. And what do the men do? We leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We leave. And then you got the same sisters that's supposed to be y'all that's not insane. Y'all come here and bring the same bull crap from the Christian church.
And try to do the same thing here.
You see the church where it looks like with women leading. You come here to a men thing where you ain't got to do nothing except take care of your husband, take care of the kids,
Take care of the house.
teach the young women, sex, sandwich, and silence. You know what? I think it'll be better this way. You came onto this train already moving. The train started moving with Adam. It didn't start with this. It started with Adam.
Bring it out.
Go ahead.
What's crazy to me is that the fact that y'all have, I mean, I'm not saying, listen, raising them kids is tough. Y'all do it. Y'all hold it down. You know, but I'm not saying y'all job is just the easiest thing, but I mean, really, the Lord said the flock of my pasture is men. When it start getting crazy out here, y'all are going to look to the men. Y'all literally ain't going to look to no sister. You ain't going to look to your mama. You're not going to look to those sisters. You're going to look literally for the man. And if he ain't helping you out, you're going to be mad as hell. But now you got the opportunity to listen and just shut the hell up. That's a problem. I'm telling you, when you hungry, you're going to look to that man and go, what is me and my baby going to eat today?
Yeah, when it's crunch time.
Y'all, man.
That's why I say this right here is your. That's why I say
your practice.
Right,
Yes.
because when you get to the wilderness and you ain't got to work no more, but we got stuff to build. And we got things to do. So if you come with the same attitude like you have here, say, hey, if you put you in the kitchen, you on that side, you making clothes. There's nobody, you can't get mad. That's why this is the learning place for you. Because when you leave here, you're going to be told to do those duties.
That's right.
And we're going to be out there in the field getting stuff.
You're going to have a job to do.
You're going to have a job to do.
And
it's going to be serious. Hey, come on. And you're going to be serious. You're going to do the job or you're going to die.
Just go die.
So what you're saying is to do the job, right? Because in a nutshell, to do the job, you got to have initiative.
Plan.
You can't, and you know what comes with all that? You can't be a non-believer and get the kingdom. Just like you cannot be a non-believer and honor your husband. You can't. You can't be in la-la land. You got to have initiative. La-la land and non-initiative equals death.
Yep. And those times are coming, man. He's gonna speak a little bit about that. Go back.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Girls don't be like each other.
But that's the point, though. They have a system. The first thing, you 3 minutes without water, 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Women cut their water making ability in half because they didn't want to wash out a container.
Stop.
Because
Stop. He said 3 minutes without air. That's real too. That's the three threes, right? The rule of threes. 3 minutes without air, you dead. 3 days without water, you dead.
3 weeks without food, you're dead.
3 weeks without food, you're dead.
And 3 hours in harsh conditions, you're dead.
And 3 hours in harsh conditions, you're dead. Yeah, in the elements, right? Like freezing or whatever the case may be. Or extreme heat, 3 hours, you're dead. The women, go back just a little bit. The women lost half of their getting clean water time because they didn't want to wash out a basin or a bucket. Because somebody, think about that. Go back. Go ahead. Did you go back just a little bit?
If you leave women in charge, they're gonna listen. They're gonna sabotage everything. Y'all's pride and y'all's just your ego and your American spirit is going to destroy everything. And guess what? Y'all think y'all finna be able to destroy this truth? Please, bye. There's the door.
Hey,
it ain't going.
This class is great. You're gonna give all these scriptures. I'm telling you, but it's still gonna be sisters.
Of course.
But guess what? It's going to come a day that when that first white man's head roll across her feet.
Clean, too. No blood. It's clean.
I'm talking about you're going to be like, they're going to still get the river. Yeah, sisterhood, watch what we do here. He about to run this. We about to do it. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. We ain't got work.
Go ahead, girl.
We ain't got work no more. You going to leave me hanging, girl?
Hey.
And they're going to get there.
That's not going to be, hold on, stop. And that point, it's not gonna be a white man's head. It's gonna be their own sister
their
or
own
their
sister.
own brother head.
Yeah.
That's who head. And that wilderness, that's who head they gonna see. Not Esau. But go ahead.
Christ is gonna be like, well, dang, the white man's head on roll with the before. But they still get to the wilderness. We still gonna run this thing. We gonna do it. We gonna do this thing. We still got our clicks. My sister made it. The one that was talking to the devil, we both made it. We made it. We was evil in the school. We both made it. We good. We got it.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Christ is going to say, I need all sisters to get over here. I need y'all to be in a certain height and everything. Well, I think Shink and her head going to do this. And at that moment, you're going to be like,
Okay,
black man. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what? You was right.
You even got to ask.
You know what? You was right.
You was right.
Now that I think about it, you was right. You was right the whole time.
I was right, huh?
Yeah, you was right the whole time.
I had
I'm
some
sorry.
time to reflect.
I had some time to reflect.
You know what?
You know,
I had a little time to think about it.
I'm going to just grind my feet on somebody else's couch. I
got a little more sense than that. Come on now.
Hey, also, you got judges?
No, go ahead. Well, what you got?
5 and 11.
Go ahead.
Hey, get on Judges 5 and 11. The main point we're trying to bring out is the sisters forgot where they at, and they forgot the reason we got put over here. The brothers still remember that, and when we try to bring it out to the sisters, for some reason it slips their mind again quickly. Read that.
The book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11.
Bring it out.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water.
So the place of drawing water is where we're at now. This is where the Most High put us in captivity. So we're serving our enemies, and we forget that a lot. We're serving our enemies.
Still to this day.
We're married to our nation, but we're still serving our enemies to this day.
Oh man, great point.
So your enemy's
Great
not
point.
your enemy's not your husband. My wife is not my enemy, but I get treated that way.
You gotta drop a bomb on that one, boy.
But I'm in a place.
Damn.
The most High put us here because of our sins, in the place of drawing water. What are we doing here? Read.
So hold on.
So
So the man is actually catching more hell because he's catching hell from serving
Both ends.
both ends. Then he get home and gotta hear nonsense
He got to go out into captivity, catch hell.
and come home into
And then
captivity.
come home to his cellmate.
Well, that's why the name of the class is called
Eve the helpmeet,
or
Eve the cellmate.
Right.
Because me and you both, we here in captivity. We both in prison.
still to this day.
So are you gonna- To this day. So are you going to just be a bunkie? Or are we gonna bust out of here like Alcatraz?
I'm gonna let you finish it. But come on, man.
That's crazy.
No, that's insane, and it just makes me think about what I said earlier in the sense of for you sisters, like y'all do these crazy actions and get so crazy out of the spirit and do things, and it's like at the same time that man still has to lead. He still has to put in the bricks. He don't have the opportunity to be like you and just go, I'm emotional. I don't want to do nothing. Like, we still have to show up. We still have to go to camp. We still have to teach the people. We still got to keep the commandments. We still got to put a straight face on as if everything is okay when we know it's crazy.
Even for you, the wife at home, we still got to keep a straight face. Put that poker face on.
Exactly, yeah. He can't even, he's fighting every day, everywhere. And it's your fault. You're helping it. You got to think about that. Have y'all even thought, how many of y'all really thought about that y'all are actually causing that headache as well? Y'all are making it hard for him too. You think that it's hard for you. God says you're a sidekick. Do they focus on the sidekicks? That's what the scriptures are here for, to show you women how you're supposed to act. Just in case you feel like, things ain't going my way, there's a scripture to help you get back in line. Because he got to deal with everything. That doesn't mean that y'all ain't going through nothing. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
What I'm saying is your job is to help him when like Aaron just brought out, we got to fight everything. Everything. And then have a straight face on and then go to work the next day. You done did something crazy where this man don't even, he don't know what he's even going to come home to. He don't know what's going on. He don't know what am I supposed to do? But he still got to go to work. Then he still got to come teach the people. Then he got to go counsel somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah. Then exactly. with the poker face on. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, start it again. Verse 11.
Judges chapter 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing water.
Where we're serving our captivity at.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
All right, stop right there. In this captivity, we have to understand that we're rehearsing the righteous acts the whole time. So for you sisters, submission is the biggest problem that we have. Submission is the biggest problem. You think you're equal to your man because you was taught that out in Esau's kingdom. You're not equal. You don't have a say. You have no say-so. Until your man says, what do you think?
That's the key right there. Damn. That's it. They don't have no say-so until what?
Till your man says, what do you think? And then when he...
And that's hard, too. I know that's hard for them, boy.
But you mean tell me I have to actually say it? She can't think that I said, what do you think?
No, she can't think it.
It has to come out of my mouth.
It's got to come out. You can't read his mind. Not on that. What do you think? Now you have opportunity to say, give some advice because he's asked for it. And then he's going to consider, and when he's made his decision, it's done.
That's it.
You have to submit. Submission is the hardest part for women. That's why you have to remember you're in this captivity as well. Why do you think you have to rehearse the righteous acts over here? Because you don't rehearse them over here, you ain't going to make it over there.
Meaning, so the same.
You got to drop a bomb on that.
No. So what he's saying is, right now, the same way you sisters are now, that's how you're going to be if Christ returned today.
Yep. That's it. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. It's not going to happen. So I want to go to Isaiah. This is just a little side note. Isaiah 4:1. Because in that day, when the famine comes and the tribulation really is poured upon our people, you're gonna like Cap said, you're gonna be looking for that man. You are going to be looking for that man. You're gonna have the utmost respect because now it's do or die now. It's crunch time now. Ain't no time for going back and forth. I'm not doing it. I don't want to pick up them sticks. I'm tired. Well, you're gonna die then. Right? But in that day, go to Isaiah 4, read verse 1.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
In that day, 7 women are going to take hold of one man.
The sisters don't like that. But you don't respect and cherish the man that you got while you got him.
While you got him. Exactly. But in that day, 7 women going to hold on to one man. Go ahead.
Why don't you do what you got to do to be on top of the list of number one?
Number one.
Why don't you do what you got to do?
You want to be LeBron, but you playing like Nick Van Exel.
Cause then they gonna be number one. And then they gonna be number one when they hit there.
Right, and I know, I got you, man, I got you. But I gotta say something else. Also, sisters too. A lot of you sisters have children. I hope you realize every action that you do, you're literally trying to kill your children as well.
Yeah.
You think that you're doing it and you're reacting only for yourself, but have you noticed when women do things, they usually end up, because Esau gonna give you that child anyway. That's why women, when they leave or they get angry, they usually take the child, take the kids. Or whatever. You know you're gonna win them anyway. The sad thing is, you say you love your child so much, and a lot of you sisters, you have that worldly mindset where you think the child is over everything anyway. But
that's most sisters. That's even in the truth.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The child is everything. You give more reverence to that child than you do your husband. Most of you. But the sad thing is, you think you're giving reverence. You think you're doing the right thing. But when you in your emotional state, you take that child, you're teaching that child death. You're teaching that child sin. So you think that you have some type of reverence for him. All you're doing is pleasing Satan. Because you're everything you're teaching that child, the longer that child ain't around the commandments, he's in the world. She's in the world.
Right.
The longer you be disrespectful to that child is seeing that. So every action that you teach, you think you're building them up and you care about your child so much. But in fact, when you die, he or she's going to die with you.
You're destroying him.
And it's going to be your fault.
You're going to have to answer for that.
I want to say this too, because Cap, you bring out with the children and sisters having children. Listen, man, one thing you don't want to say as sister and mother is and you have a son or you have a daughter. One thing you don't want that child to grow up and say, hey, like a son, for instance, you don't want that child to say, hey, I don't want to grow up and find a wife like my mother. You don't want your child to grow up and say that. You don't want your daughter to grow up and say, I don't want to be like my mom. I gotta look at somebody else. When you're the immediate example, you don't want that.
Great point. Great point. Go back to Isaiah and just finish that.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel.
So in that day, the women going to say, look, I'll eat my own bread. I'll get my own clothing. Go ahead.
Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
To take away our reproach. Go back to the video. I have to end this in a few minutes. We're not even halfway done. Go ahead. You went back just a little bit, right? All right, go ahead.
Days without water, 3 weeks without food. Women cut their water making ability in half because they didn't want to wash out a container. Because these were modern British women who have grown up not having to do anything except go to the grocery store, this, that. You don't need a man in your house because you got 911. Yeah,
Stop.
But what happened?
A modern day woman, right? Essentially what he's saying is that here and you live deliciously. Cap always laugh when I say that. You live deliciously with the whore of Babylon. That's a fact because it's made easy. You know, you just go to the store, it's there, and you're not used to having to go through stuff like that. Right. Exactly. You don't even realize that you're a slave. You're a slave in the system, just like us.
It's so delusional. You think I'm the field nigga.
Yeah.
And you the house nigga. You think you Stephen and I'm Django.
We still slaves though.
That's heavy. That's heavy what you're saying. That's true. That's true.
That's true. That's heavy.
Because if you say something to him, you will sound just like Stephen when Django said something to Stephen. Right. Who is this nigga on that nag? But then the modern day American taps in and say, well, who are you talking to? Right. You the same person.
I'm in the house.
As soon as I come home, remember when Stephen was making that face when he seen Django on that horse? That's what you look like when you gotta come home to a cellmate. Yeah. Like a frog.
That's a great analogy. I'm not kidding.
That is. That was a great analogy.
That should be the name of the class. That's good. That's
good. Go back to the video. Where we at? What's the timestamp? Think you 26 what? 29. Okay, go back just a little bit and then let it play the 26:34. Right. Yep.
British women who have grown up not having to do anything except go to the grocery store, this, that. You don't need a man in your house because you got 911. Yeah, but what happens when these systems stop working? Yes. When
Stop. When there's no more, what then when these systems stop working? Did you hear? Go back a little bit, because maybe things started fumbling. I don't know what happened. Go back just a little bit. He's in the world.
Inside that brain, it's little SpongeBob's running around paper. We got fired.
Right. Go back. Now he's in the world. He's actually dropping some.
He doesn't have God.
He doesn't have God. He's dropping some nuggets. Bishop has been telling us, or leadership has been telling us, prepare. Listen to what he says. Go ahead.
Grocery store, this, that. You don't need a man in your house because you got 911. Yeah, but what happens when these systems stop working? Yes. When there's no more. So I will say this, that.
Right, that's it. So think about what's going to happen. Do you think you're going to be disrespecting that man when all these systems are down? Awesome. When there's no grocery stores? When there's no, the water cuts off at the house? What you going to do then?
And
there's not going to be no disrespect. It's not going to happen. So why not get in line before these, because these systems are going to shut down. Go ahead, Aaron.
You can't just leave the house, because you know why? You don't have GPS.
Yeah, where you going?
Because
shut down.
Let's say you do have GPS. Where you going?
But what I'm saying is the fact is you got to be preparing yourself for that time when there's no GPS. That means that when your husband is teaching you things, you can't be in la la land.
Right. You got to be paying attention.
Hey,
Go ahead.
When he spoke about the systems breaking down, and when the systems would be 911, right? Yeah. And she don't realize she was married to 911 the whole time.
Oh, damn. Drop a bomb on that. Yeah, that's the man.
He the man.
Read what you got.
Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughters? For the Lord has created a new thing in the earth.
What's the new thing?
A woman shall compass a man.
That's the new thing on the earth. That wasn't what it was in times past. All right? It was never supposed to be that. But that's the new thing on the earth now. The woman is over the man now. Especially the black and Hispanic man. He ain't got no say-so. More so even the black man, because the Hispanic man, if they come from the islands and stuff like that, there's the woman still might have a little bit of that understanding the woman's role. They have a little bit of that sense where like, okay, I need to make sure the house, what my husband wants is going to get taken care of. The house is going to be clean if that's what he wants. When he comes home from work, he wants a hot meal when he comes home. Some of those women that come from the islands still have that. Some. But once they come over here and get indoctrinated, those days are over. Those days are, it's like to keep the house clean and to get a hot meal after work is like pulling teeth. And it should come naturally. It should be something that comes naturally. We shouldn't have to chase you around. We shouldn't have to. It's crazy, man. Captain Shemaiah, in that class that he did, the workman, what was the name of that class? The work husband. One of the most, if y'all haven't seen that class, that was one of the craziest classes ever. Fire class. But he said the woman is like a child. Because you have to tell the woman, your wife, the same thing over and over and over and over again. Year 1, pick up the clothes. Year 2, pick up the clothes. Year 3, pick up the clothes. Year 4, can you pick up the clothes? Year 5, the clothes are still there. Year 6, 7, is year after year, it's the same thing. It's like you're speaking to a child. So imagine the man has to fight everything in the world, has to fight his own demons. We didn't even mention that.
But after that, they say I'm still
hold on, Kamas. I have my own demons that I have to battle with that you don't even take into consideration. I'm walking around here like I'm Superman. He don't have no demons he's battling. Yes, we do. We got battles internally that we are fighting every day as well. You don't even take that into consideration. They don't care. I'm going to end the class right there because I got like probably a part 3, to be honest with you. So I'm going to end it right there.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.